Hello, I'm Jonathan from Mental Help, and today we are going to be looking at ERP for OCD. If you go and see a therapist, and I have seen therapists and paid them £90 an hour, £120 an hour, you know, they are great, they are qualified, they know loads of stuff. They will do a nice graph like that, okay? And they will talk nicely and go, when you get an OCD trigger happen, your anxiety level rises all the way up here. You do your ritual, your compulsion, and it drops back down again. And it keeps on going on. You keep following the same process. Well, we know that because we do that, don't we? When you use ERP, when you have your obsessive thought, your anxiety goes all the way up like that. So what we're going to do is not reinforce that obsessive thought. And that anxiety drops on its own over time because it was not reinforced. And the next time you have the obsessive thought, it doesn't go quite so high. You know, that makes a lot of sense. Now that's all well and good. But they haven't got OCD, have they? And when they say, you just don't do the compulsion. It's a bit like being a swimming coach and you've never been in the swimming pool or never learned to swim. You're telling them to do this and do that and the textbook stuff and that's great. But if they've never been swimming themselves, it's not quite as relatable, is it? And I'm not trying to take the place of a therapist. What I am trying to do is I'm trying to see if I can fix myself and share that experience with you. Maybe we can fix ourselves together in a self-help way. Now, what I want to do is for us to list down our compulsions that we get. I've got lots and lots of different ones, and I've written them down on the board behind. I'll quickly tell you a couple of my silly ones up here. Checking things and places. I drove back 40 miles to go into a shop where I didn't know the person just to say goodbye, because when I went out the door, they didn't say goodbye. Up there on my list, I've got touch things. Porky. Porky's my friend. I don't have to touch Porky, don't worry. Not that sort of relationship. But I do some crazy things. He was over helping me do some decorating. And I just opened a bin bag and I flipped it open and I did it a bit near his face by mistake. And he didn't really jump. And then in my head, I thought he should have jumped it, that bin bag. So I tried to do it again. And of course, he was used to me doing it then and just didn't, he just stepped back and oh, watch out. So I've got to make him flinch, close his eyes like that, to this bin bag. Otherwise, everything's not right. It's funny, but it's not funny when you're in the middle of doing it. So I had to wait till he got out. And when he came back in, I flicked the bin bag in his face. Whoa, what are you doing? What are you doing? If I don't get a reply to a text message quick enough, I start catastrophizing. This isn't a good friendship. I can't cope with this. They're not replying. It can ruin friendships if you don't get control of it. Saying inappropriate things. I'll go to church and I was talking to an older person and she was telling me how she has a bit of arthritis or something. Got this new squeegee ball and she does this. She says she does this every night because it helps to relieve her arthritis or whatever the problem that she's got in her hands. And she does this before she goes to bed. Without thinking, I just said, why don't you use your boobs? And I thought, oh my goodness me, what have I said that? And fortunately, I got away with that one because she's been watching my videos and was quite interested in mental health. But it's not fun doing those things. Really, you can say things and upset people. I've upset people. So we're going to do it for real. I think what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at the list of things that we've got and find an exposure that you can do to overcome an OCD or to reduce the symptoms and the anxiety levels. Stick with that and do it every day. So say you get triggered by one of your OCD compulsions and you will normally go back and say, for example, check that door lock, it's locked, you check it's locked. Instead of doing that, try and wait 5 minutes. I know it's not going to be easy and you might not be able to do it, but just try. Try and wait 5 minutes, and after that 5 minutes, have a little look at that anxiety level and see if it's come down from whatever it was. Start to try to do one of those things each day. Keep doing it until the anxiety gets down to about 50% or 5 out of 10 and build up some resilience. I'm going to do it. I'm going to put it on the board. I'm going to come back and let you know how it's going. It's going to be hard and a challenge. We're not going to make progress unless we actually do something. It's like exercising, isn't it? It's like exercising the brain. If you go to a gym and start lifting weights, you don't start with the heavy ones, you start with the lighter ones and you work your way up. OCD is a big bully, and it's strong, and it's controlled us for most of our lives, if you're like me. And the amount of times I've gone straight on to confront it and say, I'm not going to be bullied by you, I'm not going to do these compulsions, I just fall flat on my face because I can't do it. What I can do is start to tackle a few things. I might not be able to knock it out, but I can kick it in the shin, and that's a start, isn't it? And we can take a success and we can bank that and say, okay, I wanted that. We can always ask a friend that we can confide in and say, look, I'm going to start to try to overcome some of my obsessions. Would you be willing for me to be accountable to you, and you just to check on me and to see how I'm getting on and just to encourage me a little bit? Let's work on something simple. See what you think you can overcome. Pop it in the comments, let me know. If you've enjoyed the video, by all means click the like button. It will help to get it pushed around YouTube to other people who might be interested. And I'd love it if you subscribed, if you're not already subscribed to the channel. You can be kept up to date with the latest videos as they come out. Have a think about what we've said today, and let's take some positive action against that bully OCD. Thank you very much for your time today. Goodbye.